No, I literally just dropped my phone and a bunch of oil from my chainsaws. My phone is covered in oil right now. Maybe it'll slide onto here easier. Jeez, that's disgusting. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. YouTube just shut down on me. And don't tell me that... Oh, okay, I was gonna say, did I shut the comments off or something stupid? What's up, Z-Dog? Oh, we're from Arkansas? Oh, just a second. Yeah, don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what happened, guys. I really don't. Greg, what is up, brother? Waiting for the stream since the fall. Yeah, well, we did a couple, or at least one. I think did I only do one? I don't remember. Days are full of nothing but pain. So, like I was saying, watch how I can get this wrench to, because I use it in a rope walking system so much, which compresses this head down on the way up. No big sharpening chain. No, I got a bunch of chains to sharpen, but I got Scott back, Sam here. I don't know. Well, we'll just kind of go back into where I was at. I don't know when it cut off, but this is what I was going to show you guys. Now, I use this in a rope walking system, which when you do that every time, you compress the system and it tends your slack. My slack's 10 from this quickie link. So it hooks and it tends the system as I go up. So the thing with the wrench is, if it can go too far, then you can end up with the system never engaging itself on the way down. You see how that went? So we go up. Now watch. Now the reason for this isn't because of anything other than bad inspection. I've rode this wrench for a while. Look at those big cuts. Ooh, shoot. Let me get it in the camera. Ow. How am I going to do that? There we go. You see them big cuts there? There's one there on that side, and there's actually one on that side, and they go in deep to the point that, like, you know, there's a chunk of this out here. So what's happening with this wrench is that it's going too far down to the point of being dangerous and not engaging. So that's the purpose on most wrench tethers. They have either the plastic casing on them and then a larger plastic, like almost rubber bandish kind of system here, and that helps it bounce up, but it gives it a little bit of give when it wants to compress to use in a rope walking system or anything, or to tend slack. So it's a simple fix. Take that and spin it. Now, you can take that down to about right there, and that would still engage. Now watch. As I take it up, it refuses to not engage. So it's something as simple as that, you know. I should have inspected this. That is a huge cut. And that cut's made from the wrench, which you guys know these things don't have sharp edges. So I mean, look, every edge is rounded on a wrench. So I mean, it's not like it should be cutting it, but the compression of it running in a rope walking system and probably doing it repeatedly, I'm always tending slack, has wore a cut into this rubber here. So I just need to replace the rubber gasket there, or until I do, I'll take and cut a little bit of that tip off. That's right on that, and then it'll engage. And it's just something, I know, Scott, you use the same tether as me, so if you do, you just keep an eye on that. This tether is amazing. It's been my favorite of any that I've ever used, and I've used all the sizes and stuff. This thing just, it works so perfect. The curve turns this almost into somewhat of a handle and stuff like that. So I use this a lot, and like I said, I use it in a rope walking system, which I doubt that these things have been extensively tested in those kind of systems. I'm sure that I could make those same indentions on a regular wrench tether too, just from continuous use. So I just have, originally I didn't use the rope walking system so much. Past year or so I've just switched completely over to, there's no point in spiking up the trunk when I can just clip on real quick, don't hook onto my saddle and go. So now let's talk gear. Please explain more. Yeah, it is wore out, isn't it, Greg? What's up, Jared? Yeah, it just wear and tear. You know, those things shouldn't be cutting like that, but you know, I use the hell out of it, so I should be inspecting this thing more often. I'm running the zigzag, and I'm not inspecting the zigzag enough either. So, just a rude awakening. You know, I need to inspect my gear more, even though that's not what did it. I did it. It's something I just have to do. Because the first piece of equipment that I inspect since the fall, I find a flaw in that could have potentially, you know, got me. But this, at some point, you know, if it couldn't be this, because at some point I would have let go of that, and the wrench itself, or the zigzag itself, even if the wrench never engaged, the zigzag will catch on this. I think I can run the zigzag on this thing and it catches SRT by itself. I would never use it that way. I would use it with a grapple on the end as a secondary to transfer like this, but I would never climb on it just like this. But look, it doesn't, mine doesn't slip at all. So this is a really good rope for the zigzag. It's the Cherry Bomb from All Gear. Probably my favorite rope I've ever used. I've used it on so many different kind of setup systems, SRT, DRT, and it's just so versatile. It's worked with everything, so been a big fan of it. What's up, Dan? with a metal handle is a wear item. Yeah. Dan, you back home? He says you rode with. No, that setup is nice. That setup is real nice. But for my rope walking, it's cut into the rubber. So when you actually switch this rubber around to here, where I was using it, you can take the system up and then you can get it up there, and then the wrench never engages because that rubber gasket on there, if I do it straight, I did it over. But see, and at no point, even if you compress the system all the way down, you still have that much room in between that and the zigzag. So the tether's awesome. But let's look at some other gear. You guys can, if you got any questions about any of the stuff that I normally use, you can ask. So this is a lanyard, which I never show, and apparently I didn't wear when I should have, because I would be not telling fallen stories. But it's a lanyard I used. It's a Rock Exotica. Really good lanyard. I think I bought it off of a climber. He sold it. He kind of got out of it, but got the this maybe, I don't even know. It's a climbing technology. I don't. Yeah, hang on. There's some wording right there. Made in USA. What does that say? I think it's Climb Right, but I can't really tell. It's kind of getting older, but that's the kind of lanyard I use. Double-ended, so I usually just I work a way longer lanyard because I'd rather have it, and then what I'll do with the excess end, instead of clipping a bunch of it up, I'll just take it and I'll loop it over real quick, like that, and then I'll just start daisy chaining it until I have, all that excess taken up, and run it through and clip it off. So then I don't have all this slack back there, and then if I need it, I just undo it real quick and like pop that out if I'm up in the tree, and then I just pull it out. So it's a good way to set your lanyard up, especially when you run longer lanyards, and you don't want all that excess hanging off the back of you catching everything. So awesome, BR. You should. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't have to pull it up though, Dan. It should just engage itself. I mean, I guess if you don't like the sit back, I'm used to the little bit of sit back that I usually get with the wrench, so you don't get much of it at all if you use a tether. So it's just water pump hose, cut the right length and angle. So is that angle? Should I keep that angle too, Greg? Because it's probably that'll help too. Just turned 64, retired 57. Nice equipment out there now. I learned here after climbing old school for so damn long. Yeah, this new stuff is amazing. It's investment. I think a lot of guys should get into it now, and you can make for a longer career. So lanyard I keep in a bag on the saddle, secondary climbing system. Yep. Yeah, I have a real long setup like that too that I keep usually for like short crippling spots, or if I'm working a real wide canopy, I'll use another little short system, and I'll even I'll I'll run my lanyard as long as it's just a secondary and I'm tied in with this. I'll cinch my lanyard up and just climb off the rope grab as a secondary system. When I'm working work positioning, sometimes that positioning is just better than, you know, D-rings and hips. So this is the Nia cinder I always use, which is the Haas Classic. Kind of looking a little worn out, but it is just a Nia cinder. So I think all this stuff is actually supposed to be back behind this damn rubber keeper here, and it wouldn't show like that. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. I like that. But that's how I hook it up so I can put it on my saddle, but it just pops out. And I hook my bungee up just single like this and then doubled it there. So it took me a long time playing with that length, and I used to double it down to here, but then it took away some of the spring for some reason, because I think you're fighting two bungees against each other, but this ended up giving the right, you know, bounce that I wanted. I'm just gonna get everything out, but I got inspected anyway. So this, let me make sure I don't get behind on a bunch of stuff. Thanks, dear. Positioning later is really nice. That tree stuff, yeah, it looks nice. It does. I started with Blake's and two-sided 3-strand safety. Yep. Anybody that climbs on a Blake's, one of your greatest investments is going to be one of these. Switch over and get some carabiners, one of these, and some hitch cord. And you'll be able to tin your slack with one arm. It'll open up so many avenues for you, even rope walking with DRT. So something to check out. When I use this lanyard and I use the gree system, I use this Petzl foot loop. It is adjustable there, same setup there, and when I do these systems, when you're trying to get that 3-to-1 with a hand ascender, I always put the micro pulley. I see a lot of guys. Here, let me set this system. Stick this in here. How do you do it here? Could still be on my saddle from when I fell. Probably is. I actually think it is. So I can't set that up for you. But what I could do, we could pretend like this thing here is the gree, okay? So you would take the system to set it up, hook up a hand ascender, then you put your gree below it, which sits that thing. Then you would take another micro pulley, hook it up, and take that system, whatever. Take that system and hook it up there, up at the top, instead of hooking it down here. Because because you lose, you got to figure you lose however long that right there is, you lose that much in every stride. So every time you go up and do it, if you're hooking your micro pulley here or your carabiner here to try to get your 3-to-1, you're losing this much every time. This just aligns the system better too. I feel like the pulling here and the pulling here from your foot keeps the hand ascender straighter instead of running it down here. Also, when you clip in up here, it creates a secondary lock that holds this system in and doesn't allow it to kick out. So that's another reason to want to use this instead of these down here. If you're running a foot loop, I would always say down here. But when you're hooking a micro pulley up to a hand ascender here, leverage points just work a lot better and it's easier. So that's the actual micro pulley you get when you buy a rope or a rope wrench. It's the ISC micro pulley, which it has these double wide holes. See how big those are compared to your normal. They're quite a bit bigger. So, but the reason the hitch climber is so nice is because you have multiple holes. So, you have your original tie-in here where you'd have your beaner, and then where your other end of your line goes in there. Still leaves you another one here, or you could hook it there, use a chest ascender. Just something like this gives you a lot of options that you don't get from something like this. So, here is a chainsaw lanyard. I love this chainsaw lanyard. Recoil's actually supposed to be sending me one as soon as they got theirs back in stock, so it should be coming my way. It's just awesome to have that full reach and be able to do everything you need. Sometimes you have to go across, your body and reach this way. And I prefer my saw on my right side. I'm right-handed. I prefer my ropes and stuff, additional lines that I have hanging off me if I'm putting the speed lines, and my handsaw and my lanyard all to the left. Because if you have your lanyard on the same side as your saw, you're getting it tangled up. I like it so that I can flip, and I've gotten pretty accustomed to adjusting myself with my lanyard with my left hand, and then being able to click really easy with my right hand. That's helped me out. So, yeah, that's just how I set up. So on this, I use a Delta for the chainsaw, and then just clip on with it's not a rated beaner, it's just a junk one. Probably 200 pounds is what it holds, so it would definitely give before it would rip me out of the tree. So, plus these have a breakaway system that I already had it break away, so I taped it back up. But yeah, that's the full reach lanyard from Recoil. This is my spike ascender. It just clicks on. It's a hand ascender with a bungee. This goes up, hooks at the top of your pad. This part hooks on your gaff. You can hook it up and use it within seconds, and you can take it off up in the tree within seconds. So if I needed a ascender that would work with my spikes. I didn't like having to put a actual foot ascender over or wear a foot ascender under my spikes, so I wanted something I could attach to it and get off of it quick. So this is what I came up with. I just took a bungee. It's girth hitched in that hole. So here, I'll show it one time. A lot of times I'll pop this off here, and then Jake will go use this hand ascender as like a brake or an emergency stopper for the maze dam. So there's a hand extender, normal hand extender. Now I took a bungee and I tied a triple bowl in there. You could tie an alpine butterfly in the middle of it. Made this loop in it. So then I took that loop just goes through that hole. So you want to think, I want the least amount of stuff over on this side, like, you know, the majority of the knot and stuff over here on the back side, and not on this front side, because it's going to be in the way of this and the rope. So usually through like that, just normal. Pull that loop through, and then take it and just go, you know, till you get to the knot, and then I just take it, pull it up over it, and girth it down onto it, get it over that knot that you have, and then cinch it down with some whip. You want it to cinch up pretty good, because the better it cinches up, the least amount that'll be in the way of the rope. So it's perfectly out of the way. Now you just hook on and use it. So that's my spike extender. I had that idea on my head for a very long time before I came out with it. Okay. Yeah, Dan, it's a very simple idea that kind of just got stuck in my head for a while, and I wanted to figure out a way to come out with it. I also have another idea for a knotless rigging system by using a figure 8. But here's that 20, it's probably about 20 foot maybe, system that I have as an extra one. Sometimes I'll use that for a retrieval line, but it's just an extra little bit of rope. It's that cherry bomb. Another wrench. Got this one, Tree Stuff sent it to me. Gave me this one. It says Tree Stuff on it. And then I should have another one in here that Cheryl Tree sent to me and gave to me, I think. Well, that's it. Huh. I feel like some of my gear is missing. But I have plenty of hitch cord. You know, I have some Iron Street. This is my phone just shut off? It looked like it did. My CT foot ascender. This is the best foot ascender, in my opinion, that there is. So light, so smooth, always works. I'm a huge fan. So just a leg strap I made for saw lanyard. My dog ate mine. Oh no. Then I got a set of CMI double sheet pulleys for 5-to-1. Quickie link. Became a big fan of these. Really like them. May start using this second one for anchoring. If I can just get back to work. Do you like the turbo, Dan? I've heard some guys say that they really, really like it. So, yeah, I should have another wrench somewhere. I don't know where it's at either. That's weird. You know what? Hang on, let me check in my toolbox. I'm literally missing a rope wrench. I just don't know where it's at. It's gone. Whatever. Some more hitch cord, another saw lanyard, some weaver, more hitch cord. For guys that wanted to try spider legging or doing trolley systems, this is a good little rigging plate. You can hook a couple speed line straps to this and be able to spider leg some stuff or try to balance it. Works good for a balancer. If you have two adjustable lanyards, you can hook two adjustable lanyards here and have an adjustable balancer system. Pretty cool. Like the old style lanyards, Blake's hitch, you can make your own. And then hook your rigging line here, two adjustable lanyards, one there, then you have an adjustable balancing system. It's a really simple, cool idea. That, my grappling hook, I made out of a stationary lanyard. Real simple to make. Got some beaners. Have a rip in my bag apparently. A throw ball that lost all of its beans. It's like no weight. I think I probably threw some gravel in it. Check this thing out. I bought this one time at a store before I ever had a figure eight or anything. But check this out. It's like a rope holder. So like, if your ground guy was holding your rope and need to hold it from the middle, you could hook it up, give it a twist, and it'll lock the rope so it can't move. And then he pulls out this way and gives him a handle to hold on to. Or if you hook it up normal, you could hook to there. I think the way I always did it was to run it through this. So weird. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like for leading horses around or something. But you hook it up like that, and it gives you like a middle pulling point on the rope. You can lock it if you wanted to, but when you're pulling a limb over or something, I don't know that we've ever used it, but I bought it one day, so pretty cool. It's called, check it out. It says, you probably ain't gonna be able to read it. It says the Knot Eliminator. Made in America. Yeah, I have a climbing, or no, that's a climb right, figure eight. That my lanyard, my positioner, that was climb right. I got like some shackle, I got an old shackle, a big heavy throw ball that would bust a hole in someone's house if I hit them, or in their roof. Damn thing feels like a cinder block. Quickies are awesome. Greg talked me into them, and I love them. Yeah, they come in handy. They're perfect. Not having to worry about side loading stuff. Good to use the chair. The base is right on. Never speed line. Yeah, it's really simple. It gives it a line to ride down, directional free falling basically, or somewhat controlled free falling. You think you have the fastest bucket in the world to do line clearance on power lines? Dang. Yeah, here. This is the last of the gear stuff, and then I'm gonna call it night, guys. I'm getting really tired. What I have here is, this is my chest harness, and I just bought a simple beaner from Lowe's or something, the little S beaner. It's the same place that I bought my big S beaner for my speedline setup, the Molly. This is the 4 SRT chest harness. I would suggest this to anybody. It is awesome, very comfortable, very light. Sometimes I don't even know I'm using it after I have it on. You don't notice it. What brake on the horse deal? Yeah, it's pretty neat, Michigan. Um, Dan, I'm thinking a couple more weeks at the most. I mean, I'm up walking around on my own, doing my own thing. It's just still in some pretty heavy pain, and I just refuse to go to the doctor and be. I just can't take prescription pain pills. It's not my thing. I said I want to do things in moderation, and I just can't take that back step. And God, I can only imagine how good it would feel to hurt. But if I keep my mind on other things, I'm okay. I'm gonna try to tough this out the best as I can. Yes. Oh, man, my string handle fell off. Guess it hasn't made it too far off though. But yeah, I got this. I don't know. I think my sister and brother-in-law got it for me for like Christmas. Pretty sweet little hatchet that I can just hook up and keep in here. But yeah, good little case to it. Look how thin it is. So it's a good little. I need to go outside and throw it. I got some throwing knives over there too. It's my climbing or ABR, friction saver / Cambion saver. And I sure do wish I knew where my other rope wrench was at. 'Cause that's got me aggravated. I feel like it was left somewhere. Huh. I feel a wrench tether right now. Oh. My original wrench tether from Greg. This is steel board on it. Gonna hang that up. Take the rubber off that one and put it on the other one. I don't know where that would be at. Hang on, I feel a wrench right there. There it is. Okay, there's just the tether. The other actual wrench I have on a rigging setup. So yeah, there's just another wrench tether. You know how I was talking about the spot on mine that was worn? This is what you have on your regular ones. It's much fatter there. So actually, if you look close, you can see that I've already began to start wearing chunks into this one right there and right there. So just something to watch out for. And I really didn't use this one near as much in rope walking systems, so at least now I know where my stuff's at. Guys, let me catch up on comments and then I'm gonna take off. Who remembers tar pots? Jessica. I never heard of it. You look for a customer, explain why. Guys, I'm beat. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Give me your time, like always. I'm gonna try to make this quick, so you guys don't have to sit around just listening to me talk and yap. But I did have a video made for you guys, and it completely crashed yesterday. Don't know what happened. Like a 12-minute video. I had hours and hours and hours of editing in this video. Then all of a sudden my phone shut off. And now when I go to pull it up, it says that there's a 12-minute video there, but it says it cannot be loaded. So I think it's all gone. So I'm going to get to work on you guys' video. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your time. Stay safe. Check your gear. And I'll talk to you guys soon.